Du coup, salut YouTube! On est reparti sur Genshin Impact avec cette fois-ci, il me semble, une petite quête histoire de personnage avec un clavier qui est en train de décéder. Parce que why not? Allez hop. Ah non, pas du tout. J'ai une mission urgente pour vous. Le client est un marchand mensuel qui se trouve actuellement dans le village des rues. Selon lui, les associés bêtes de somme qui ont loué au chercheur à Camille ont disparu depuis longtemps dans le désert. Comment ça? J'espère que les aventuriers expérimentés accepteront cette mission pour confirmer que ses associés et ses... Ok, j'ai pas le temps. Vous êtes tous les deux des aventuriers expérimentés, c'est une mission facile pour vous, n'est-ce pas? Attendez, je suis toujours avec ça, connard. Une disparition dans le désert? C'est vraiment inquiétant. Allons voir. Le client s'appelle Bonivaz et est situé au village d'Aeru. Il vous expliquera la situation en détail. Bonne chance. Hein? Mais il y a plusieurs trucs. Je peux toujours pas faire. Si. Donc cette fois-ci, c'est bon. Voilà.
Traveler, you've come at a good time.
Ah, auto.
Wait, this sounds like another commission.
It is as you say. The commission this time around is of high importance. It pertains to the safety of the Avidia Forest's inhabitants.
Huh? What happened?
Not long ago, we received word that a section of the Avidia Forest seems to have become contaminated.
Contaminated? You mean a new withering zone?
I don't know about the specifics, but I hear that strange things are happening to people who cross through that region. The Avidia Forest inhabitants won't leave their homes so easily. If we allow this contaminated region to expand, the consequences could be unimaginable. That's why I want to ask you to investigate the situation. Even if all you can do is stop the contamination from spreading, that will still save many people.
This is forest business. Maybe Tainari will know something. Let's go find him.
Ah oui, d'accord. Bon bah ça sera la quête aussi.
Ad Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
C'est gênant rien que s'imaginer la scène.
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
On va se faire taper si on fait comme ça, non? Les mercenaires dans un Felina, ce n'est pas idéal.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Mais pas Catherine, n'est-ce pas?
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abisask. So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really long dream.
Alors l'Akasha ne peut pas priver les archons de leur rêve?
It was another dream about the Sumeru's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Alors qu'en réalité...
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sumeru's festival?
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Le nom de ta chaîne Twitch, c'est du Quenya? Non, bah après c'est la même que la chaîne YouTube, mais non, c'est avant tout le nom d'un... Putain, j'ai pas remis la cam, tiens. Attends, la suite du dialogue. D'un des premiers rois de Numénor, même si en plus il a... Alors, le Vardamir sans le E, je crois, dans le... Je suis même sûr, du coup. Dans l'histoire de Tolkien, c'est un roi de Numénor qui aurait pu être roi et qui a décliné le trône pour directement le passer à son fils. Et du coup, ça vient de là. Après, je sais plus si le roi avait un nom d'origine Quenya, peut-être. Faudrait que je vérifie. Ah bah. J'avais pas besoin de décliquer au final. Oula. Avec le clavier qui déconne. Hop là. Mais oui, du coup, c'est le pseudo et à la fois le nom de la chaîne principale et secondaire. Alors attendez. Parce que du coup, au début, on était parti sur autre chose. Mais non, on va faire la quête principale quand même. C'est pas les sauvages. Ah.
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay.
Toujours plus de dialogue.
Any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Pourquoi ne pas posséder les personnes importantes à l'académie? Pourquoi ne pas posséder un étudiant pour s'infiltrer dans le bureau des sages? Pourquoi ne pas capturer un des sages et le questionner? Je sais pas si c'est une bonne strat de faire du kidnapping.
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
Pourquoi ne pas... Oui, non mais ça, d'accord. Ok, je suis pas obligé de passer partout.
No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
C'est vrai que c'est des saloperies, hein. Ils contrôlent tous les habitants avec les petits machins à l'oreillette.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
Cette fois-ci, il ne s'agit pas seulement d'une simple métaphore... Oui.
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the Academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
En effet, une très bonne candidate.
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Ok, des informations sur ce que vous a dit. Ok. C'est parti pour des dialogues incessants. J'ai même pas eu le temps de remettre ma cam. Au secours.
This should be Setaria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Setaria?
No, I already have enough information on Setaria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
Une gamine.
Of course, of course. In that case...
Un chat.
Uh-huh.
Petit chat.
It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Faire une prédiction sur ma santé.
Health prospects. No problem at all.
On va remettre ma cam en vrai.
The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for... many tens of thousands of years?
Cache les sous-titres.
Impossible.
Merde.
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Comme ça.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Je suis systématiquement mal placé, c'est terrible. Alors.
Is this another one of Setaria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Setaria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Ok.
No time to lose.
Nouveau dialogue.
This should be our final stop. Setaria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing!
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
Bonne nuit, Fanda. Au moment où je commençais à bailler, tu vois. Bonne nuit. Peut-être, je sais pas si je fais un... Peut-être un petit peu de l'ombre de la guerre. Demain, je verrai. Je verrai.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
L'ombre de la guerre, j'y serai demain matin aussi. Ouais. Finalement, il est pas si mal le jeu. Salut. Alors, nouveau dialogue.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Setaria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Setaria face her problems.
Setaria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Setaria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Setaria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Si on l'accuse d'une nourriture des chairs, si on lui fait une demande de nourriture des chairs. Oh, ouais.
So, how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Setaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be weary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But If we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As
J'aime bien
long
qu'il
as
précise à chaque
everything
fois.
goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Je vais essayer.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Attendez, lendemain après-midi, midi 18h. Ah ouais. Un petit mouvement d'heure là, hop. Bah si, c'est bon. Ah, encore le lendemain? Ah bah oui, c'est vrai qu'on était 7h, je suis con. My bad. I am stupid, but I know it. Ouais. Hop. Alors là c'est bon, voilà. Rendez-vous au marché pour exécuter le plan.
No time to lose.
Ah, ici. Je suis tombé sur la petite fille.
Oh, here she comes. Satari is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Bon.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Oh merde. Moi je sais plus. Amru et Tamru?
Are you sure? Those aren't ringing a bell for some reason.
Well, actually they have many names. Which names I use depends on my mood.
Huh, I see. I imagine that must be hard for the kitties, too.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Je l'entends.
The gods are asking, Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Setaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
C'est donc l'Académie qui diffuse la nouvelle de la résurrection du roi d'Esré?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Mal au dos.
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too.
Well done. Setaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw,
Salut,
Nahida.
c'est Oxys.
It seems like you
Ça va?
understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harava-taught theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Setaria.
She's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Ah, j'avoue avoir un peu rage quitte l'autre là, il y a pas si longtemps, mais sinon ça va. Ah, il y a peut-être quoi? Il y a peut-être 30 minutes où j'ai rage quitte en un petit Alt F4 parce que au secours, j'en pouvais plus. Du coup, on finit sur un peu de Genshin. C'est tranquille. C'est bien le soir.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Ah, parce que Minas Morgul c'est sympa, mais alors les couloirs où t'es obligé de tuer des monstres sans arrêt pour avancer, que tu meurs parce que la porte elle est fermée et que tu peux pas l'ouvrir en combat, et j'en passe et les meilleurs. Viens jouer à Overwatch 2. Tu sais que je n'ai jamais joué à Overwatch, même le 1. Alors que d'habitude je joue à tous les jeux Blizzard, enfin à une époque. J'avais fait Diablo, j'avais fait Starcraft, j'avais fait WoW, j'avais fait Warcraft, même un peu Hearthstone et merde. Heroes of the Storm. Mais j'ai jamais essayé Overwatch. Mais je suis nul au truc de viser. Je suis mauvais. Et là, du coup, il est vraiment bien ou bof? Est-ce que c'est un vrai free-to-play ou... Et l'occasion, je te booste en champ, merci. Ah bah, de toute façon, là, faudrait l'installer et tout et tout. Il est trop tard. Ça va faire tout laguer. Et le pire, c'est que malheureusement... Alors, je fais un aparté. Mais... Oula. Oui, c'est ça. Je pense que 30 Go, c'est pas assez d'espace pour installer Overwatch. Hélas. C'était la maçonnerie. Merde, oui, je crois. Hein. Oh, je sais plus, oui.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I
Oui,
forget?
c'est ça.
Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
Il va beaucoup mieux, il arrive mieux à marcher, il va beaucoup mieux, il arrive à de nouveau à porter les objets. Je sais plus. Il marche.
Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a
Ah, voilà.
while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos, and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
Mais ça reste Overwatch, pas trop différent du 1, c'est plus un Overwatch 1.4. Ouais, c'est ce que j'avais cru comprendre malheureusement. Et que du coup la partie PvE sortirait bien plus tard. Mais c'est vrai que oui, à l'occasion, faudrait que je le télécharge et essayer. J'aimerais peut-être, hein, je sais pas. J'ai peur par contre d'être un petit peu... d'être un petit peu cancer. Moi j'ai été un peu traumatisé par le PVP d'en haut, donc... une petite angoisse d'être un petit peu cancer avec ceux d'en face, tu vois. J'y suis allé trop loin.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Suivez Sataria.
Come on! Sataria's already started talking what she...
Voilà. C'est pas grave, tu débuteras les jeux de jeteurs.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Mais c'est vrai que oui, c'est vrai que je vois ça demain, télécharger ça. Une petite découverte Overwatch. Après tout, comme les jeux épiques. Comme c'est gratuit, autant essayer. Non, je passe mon temps libre à étudier au grenier. Ok.
Wait, did you just
Merde.
say attic? I thought this place didn't have an attic.
Merde. Ah, je me suis
Also,
fait
don't
niquer.
you usually study in the basement?
Well, the restaurant recently added an attic. I've been studying there because it has better lighting. Oh, right. Speaking of strange things,
C'est bon.
I
Ce
celebrated
ne
the
sont pas les droïdes que vous
Sumeru
recherchez.
festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Geez, Sean, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the Academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Stop.
Even now, Satari is still trying to run from her problems.
Je lui ai fait peur.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Ah, pas fort, madame.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
Après, si monsieur t'arrive à faire un peu de place, mon Overwatch... C'est 22,7 gigas là. D'accord. Ah ouais, 22 gigas, ouais. De toute façon, il faudrait que je désinstalle. Je crois que j'ai toujours Diablo Immortal d'installer sur le PC. Alors qu'en vrai, vu la demeure que c'est, je pourrais faire du vide largement. Je pense qu'il y a moyen de faire du vide. Je pense. Vous devez suivre votre cœur et pour faire un
You
demi-tour.
won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
What can I do? Génial, j'ai enfin réussi à le convaincre.
How much do you know about the Sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Un exilé dont même les sages ont peur?
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance? Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
Mais oui, du coup, j'essaierai de le télécharger demain. Faire de la place sur le disque. Et télécharger Overwatch comme ça, à l'occasion. On essaiera. Non, parce qu'après tout, mine de rien, ça a l'air sympa quand même. Ah, théoriquement, il y a une nouvelle emote de Celebrimbor qui arrive, mais elle est en cours de validation. Je sais plus comment je l'ai appelée. Je crois que c'est... Fonce des Brimbor, voilà.
Alright, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the God of Wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of Wisdom and Guardian of the Scholars?
No. The truth is the true Guardian of Scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Moi, si j'ajoute une emote, ça prend une seconde de vérification. Ouais, moi c'est pas juste. Moi Twitch, il m'aime pas. Twitch, il veut pas de mes emotes. Je fais des trucs de dingue et lui, il aime pas. J'ai envie de pleurer. Mais non, si, je crois que c'est l'emote Gandalf, il avait vérifié très vite, mais le reste, je sais pas, peut-être le côté c'est un anneau qui le bloque, Enfin, un autre pouvoir. Oui, aussi je débute beaucoup, donc... rejoignez Naïda. Où est-elle? Là.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
On va pas tout simplement l'appeler Naïda?
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap.
It's a trap.
If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
Permets-moi d'en douter, Paimon.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Oh, ce pauvre Celebrimbor. Avec les lunettes. Quelle angoisse. Ah non, je veux pas voir ça. Ah, l'alternance. Alternance avec, sans lunettes, avec, sans lunettes.
Off? What do you feel is off?
C'est inhabituellement calme. C'est trop
The
calme.
middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
On va faire quand
I
c'est
think he's
un
right.
peu plus moins
It really
calme.
is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
I also
Possible.
can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Ah, je voulais qu'ils disent rendez-vous. Après tout, l'autre fois, on a eu plein de déjà-vu.
There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
Est-ce bien nécessaire d'y aller à pied? Je me le demande. En vrai, je pense que non, mais tant pis. On a fait la moitié du chemin. Autant faire la dernière moitié. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ces emotes? Attends. C'est le rip. Attendez, cinématique. Merde.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Oh no, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru! Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Ah, la cinématique est finie. Est-ce qu'on revient sur le dialogue classique? Oui.
This should be far enough.
C'est drôle qu'on a un point de chaîne illimité. C'est vrai qu'on veut faire un peu tout et n'importe quoi.
Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
Ah, enfin on a une histoire qui se bouge un peu plus. Parce que c'est vrai que la première partie de Sumeru, on se faisait un peu... Bon, c'était l'intro quoi. Là on entre un peu plus dans... Voilà. J'aime bien. Elle fait face à un redoutable adversaire.
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
Putain, ça me trigger qu'en anglais ils disent The Doctor et en français il s'agit de DOTTORE. Au secours. Nous avons sous-estimé la complexité de cette affaire.
Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
On doit d'abord trouver un moyen de rejoindre Nahida.
Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Allons voir quelqu'un qui pourrait être impliqué là-dedans.
You mean...
Machine.
Oh,
Machin.
right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Avidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Putain, je me souvenais plus. Si, c'est l'homme à la queue de chat. Il me semble. Hein. Comment ça parle à Catherine? Hein? Ah mais là, mais pas encore. À l'origine de la continuation, mais putain, cette quête de mort. Au secours. Je suis obligé de faire ça. Non. Pas comme ça, Zinedine. Non. Pourquoi les innocents doivent-ils mourir? Je le prends pas tout de suite le machin parce que sinon je vais le perdre. Enfin, je vais perdre l'ordre des choses. Du coup, faut qu'on fasse ça d'abord. Oh.
This is where you've been, Tainari? That's...
Oui.
Shh. Keep your voice down.
Tainari, everything's spinning.
Tainari,
Am I
j'ai la
going to
gerbe.
die? Tell Mom that I should have listened to her. And tell Suna that I'm sorry for breaking her toy. I didn't tell her because I was scared that she wouldn't play with me anymore. Tainari, I heard that people turn into birds after they die. Is that true? I feel like I'm getting lighter.
What happened? Tainari, is he...
Okay, okay, enough nonsense. You just have a small fever. Take your medication and rest. You'll be bouncing off the walls in no time.
Really? Then, can you keep the thing about the toy a secret for now?
No can do. You're a big kid now. Once you've recovered, go and apologize. Keeping secrets to yourself won't solve anything.
Mon live du coup, Soxys. Je sais pas si tu live ou si tu joues tout seul tout de suite, mais bon jeu dans tous les cas. Et puis de toute façon moi j'ai bientôt arrêté je pense parce que il faut y aller à petite dose sur Genshin, c'est sympa mais à petite dose. Surtout pour les 4 histoires comme ça. Ah, les 4 histoires de personnages. En tout cas bonne soirée, bon courage.
Hey, let me ask you something. I recall that you're usually pretty healthy. How did you get this sick all of a sudden?
I don't know either. Mom's been telling me not to play in the forest. I just wanted to look inside.
Je dois me reposer.
It's different from before.
Bah bon
I got
repos alors.
lost and went around in a huge circle. After I got out, I started feeling dizzy.
Could it be?
Could it be? Une zone contaminée?
So that's how this whole mess happened. Anyway, go rest. No running around until I say so, got it? Traveler, Paimon, let's step out for now.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Forest Watcher, how is my son?
I gave him some antipyretics. Let him rest here for a while. I told him that he would feel better after some medicine and rest, but I only said that to comfort him. His symptoms resemble a fever, but something else is causing them. They seem more akin to a disruption in his psyche. Antipyretics won't be of much use.
What do we do? Mr. Forest Watcher, you have to help him.
If memory serves, a plant called Vasanti grass can help soothe the mind. A small number grow in arid deserts. They usually look like shriveled weeds, but can be revitalized with a splash of water. They're expensive and unable to grow in the Avidya forest's climate, so I don't have any on hand. I'll ask the caravans. Go find Kale, have her prepare medicinal tools and a set of traveling gear for me.
All right. Thank you.
Contaminated region, huh? Is that why you two are also here?
Yep. Is it a new withering zone?
Doesn't seem like one. Whether you look at scale, internal conditions, or resultant effects, they're completely different. The only thing they have in common is that they aren't welcome. This nuisance made itself home in the Avidya forest, so I can't turn a blind eye.
We feel the same way.
All right. Let's contact the caravans first and purchase some Vasanti grass. We can also ask about the contaminated region. There's no time to waste. We have to move quickly. Let's go.
Let's go. Everybody, let's go. Pouf. 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 Ah, de quoi? Genre, on pourrait continuer la quête directement? Hein? Ah, mais quel enfer! Attendez, c'était... Hein? Je suis perdu? C'est pas ça? Rendez-vous au grand bazar, non? Ah, l'origine de la contamination. Ok. C'est pas grave, on va continuer là-dessus pour l'instant. Après tout, on avait dit qu'on faisait la quête histoire. Et je peux me TP là? Bah oui, respecte-toi. Non, on fait d'abord la quête histoire, tant pis. Enfin, histoire du personnage.
Excuse me, I'd like to purchase some Vasanti grass. Do you have any?
I'm sorry, Mr. Forest Watcher, but we've been closed for the past few days.
Closed? Now that's odd. It's my first time hearing you say something like that.
It's a long story. Some of our goods were stolen recently. They were mechanical parts that we got from the academia. Although they're old models, they still fetch a good price on the market. Our caravans had to pool together more to afford those parts. Now that they've been lost, we'll likely come up short this trip. All the merchants talked it over, and we decided to raise the prices of our remaining inventory. Until this plan takes effect, none of us can privately sell anything.
I don't get it. If these goods are so important, then why not think of a way to get them back? Raising prices won't solve anything. At best, you're shoving the consequences of the robbery onto your customers.
Mr. Forest Watcher, it's not that we don't want to. It's just the thief disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest. We asked around, and apparently the forest has been very unusual as of late. Anyone who goes in experiences mental anomalies. We can't keep waiting out here for the thief to come out. All we could do is come up with another solution.
So the bandit hid in the contaminated region after stealing those mechanical parts. How many people were there in total? Were they not affected by the contaminated region?
That crook came from the contaminated region. As for how many, there weren't any people.
No people?
Even if I tell you, you might not believe me. Fine. The thief that stole our parts was a huge mechanical crab.
What the heck? The Avidia Forest has creatures like that?
Il s'agit vraiment d'un crabe?
To be honest, I'd rather not think about it. It moved too skillfully to be new at this. It came out of nowhere. Before we could react, it swiped our goods and ran away. We were all shocked. By the time we came to our senses, the thief was already long gone.
I see. If we help you retrieve your stolen goods, then business will return to normal?
Oh, but of course! Not only that, but you'll become one of our caravan's VIPs on all future purchases of any...
Enough. Tell me something that's actually useful. Any leads on that mechanical crab?
Maybe one. After our goods were stolen, we specifically got someone to assess the situation. If you're interested, you can go and talk to them.
All right. We'll go and have a word.
Renseignez-vous dans les environs. Non, mauvaise touche.
Who's next? After the goods were stolen, I made multiple inquiries with nearby caravans and residents. It turns out that many others have also been robbed by that crooked crab. However, the crab only seems to be interested in machinery. It doesn't even bat an eye at other valuables. A caravan carrying a large amount of ore had an uneventful trip, but another caravan had a child whose metal toy was taken. Whatever the case, that thing is a scourge. We'll eventually think of a way to get rid of it.
Ah mais je me trompe systématiquement de touche.
That mechanical crab is fast, strong, and a pain to deal with. 10 of us might not even be able to take that thing head on. Didn't
ça va les
academia
abdos.
ban research on mechanical life forms years ago? Where did that thing come from? Our salaries even got slashed because of it. Who would have thought that that robber wasn't a human, but a mechanical crab? This is rough.
C'est sûr qu'un crabe, bon.
I heard from the caravanners that there have been a lot of robberies lately, but we haven't been affected. We don't normally see the mechanical crab, and it doesn't disturb our daily lives. It only shows up when the caravans are here, and it runs back to the contaminated region after it's done making a mess.
You haven't tried capturing it?
We have, but it's too agile and fast. However, we did unexpectedly learn something the last time we tried to capture it. It apparently lives in the deepest part of the forest, so instead of immediately moving its spoils, it first hides them nearby. Once its stash grows large enough, it moves everything in one go. You'll have to move fast if you want those goods back.
Et ok. Un crabe mécanique. Bah voilà autre chose.
How are things? Did you make any progress?
We learned of its behaviors, but much still remains unclear. Assuming normal operational status, mechanical constructs generally act according to their given commands. If I were its owner, I'd command it to steal more valuable things. Or the mora you made. That would be the most efficient method. But it only goes after mechanical components. This doesn't make any sense.
Right. It's really weird.
So, you all found a way to retrieve our goods?
Do you have any more mechanical parts with you?
Yes, I still have a small bag of samples. They weren't taken since I keep them on me at all times. Oh, are you planning to...
Under constant external conditions, organisms rarely initiate changes in their habits. Here's what we know so far. It has a mechanical composition, it lives in the contaminated region, and it comes out to steal mechanical components. If we have said components, we can lure it out, capture it, and then make observations for further conclusions. Well, chatting like this won't get us anywhere. We're only wasting time.
You're right. We don't have any other options right now. This bag of samples is all yours, Mr. Forest Watcher. If you can get our goods back, the caravans will reward you generously.
We don't need anything in return, but I'll be keeping this bag. I may have other uses for it later. We'll also need to borrow a sumpter beast. Our act has to be convincing if we want the crab to fall for it.
Oh yeah, no problem at all. If it means getting our things back, you can even borrow me to do whatever you need.
I'll have to decline that offer. Anyway, we'll use the mechanical components and sumpter beast to pose as a transiting caravan and lure out the crab. Once it appears, capture it. I leave the timing to you.
Don't worry, we're professionals.
On est des pros. Alors c'est quelle distance? On se prend un petit TP. C'est pas les sauvages. Alors. J'ai tellement pas fait grand chose à Sumeru, c'est terrible. Oula. Ah. J'ai faim. C'est terrible mais j'ai faim. Alors, on se pose délicatement, voilà.
Looking at the trade routes and the contaminated region's current perimeter, the goods were likely stolen somewhere around here.
Then let's get to it. We'll definitely capture that criminal crab.
Okay. We'll start from here and have the sumpter beast with the components on board lead the way. This sumpter beast isn't familiar with us yet, so be calm and take your time with it.
On va faire des mamouilles et des papouilles.
Let's keep up with it.
Pop 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 pop.
Why did it stop?
Looks like it's loafing around. Or maybe it's hungry. The caravanners grew disheartened after their goods were stolen, so they probably didn't feed their animals as scheduled. Let's give it something to eat.
Il veut de la boubouffe. Mais du coup la quête elle est buggée. La quête elle est buggée parce que l'autre il est impliqué dans le... Et c'est n'importe quoi. C'est insane ce que vous êtes en train de faire. Et de là... Bon. Mais du coup je vais aller bouffer un coup. Parce que du coup comme la quête La quête s'arrête là parce que l'autre est impliqué dans la quête. Que j'ai dû arrêter parce qu'il était impliqué dans cette quête-là. Et que, ainsi de suite, au secours, enfer et damnation. C'est Wonder Woman et les jumeaux. Aucune quête n'est finie. On a avancé un petit peu partout sans vraiment avancer. J'aurais vraiment dû faire cette quête-là avant. Au secours. Attends. Du coup, si je le débloque juste un petit peu... Oh là là, non, ça va être terrible, ça va être honteux. Ça va être honteux, clairement honteux. Mon Dieu. Je veux dire que je vais commencer celle-là, juste pour débloquer un petit peu... Oh là là. J'aurais tellement dû faire cette quête-là il y a 1000 ans. Avant le patch, en tout cas. Enfin, avant la mage.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you, all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Are you mercenaries from the Core of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Core of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
The Outcast? An outcast from the academia?
Il s'agit du docteur.
But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Il est plus avantageux d'utiliser des mercenaires locaux, il a dû se servir des ressources de l'académie.
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
Get them!
You're up, traveler!
Oh, on n'avait pas eu de combat jusque-là.
There is no escape!
New attaboy! Only coming through!
Allez, on les défonce tous. J'adore cette musique.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like?
Le combat fut bref. À dans 1h15 pour un autre combat peut-être.
Yeah, looks like we'll have to keep our guards up.
Du coup j'ai pas eu le temps de changer de perso, j'ai le machin qui traîne autour.
This guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Kainari? Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Il est toujours impliqué dans la quête? Je vérifie. Oui. Au secours. Non, c'est honteux. Voilà. J'ai que ça qu'à dire.
No time to lose.
Alors, du coup, forcément, il est là-bas.
Oh, it's the traveler and Paimon. What are you two doing back here? Kale, it's nice to see you again. Are you doing all right? To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My LSR has been progressing at a faster rate lately. I'm finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks. Oh, Kale.
Oh. Bébou. On dirait que ce n'est qu'en guérissant complètement...
Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him. Oh, Master Tainari? He just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He was headed to Party's DI. He left? What? Isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the Avidia Forest? He He even turned down the sage's invitation.
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time, though.
N'a-t-il rien dit de ce qu'il allait faire?
No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule. To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to take care of. Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Pardis Eye is something like the Amorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at Pardis Eye.
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Pardis Eye.
Prends soin de toi, machine.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tainari, please send him my regards.
Got it. Will do. See you later, Kale.
Mais non! Mais non, mais au secours! Ah! Je deviens fou! Catherine, appliquer du courage dans l'aventure? D'accord. Bah attends. Ah non, ça ne veut plus rien dire. Ça veut dire qu'il faut que je débloque Catherine. Et toi, le bien, mais les aventuriers. Bonjour Catherine. Bonjour Catherine. Bonjour, vous allez en forme aujourd'hui? Êtes-vous ici pour recevoir une mission ou est-ce pour autre chose? Eh bien, pourquoi me regardez-vous comme ça? Vous voulez demander quelque chose? On vient pour une mission. Je vois, vous semblez avoir une grande expérience en matière d'aventure, n'est-ce pas? Plus ou moins. Alors tu connais certainement le fonctionnement de la guilde des aventuriers. Je ne vais pas vous faire perdre plus de temps sur ce sujet. Je suis à ta disposition, si tu as d'autres questions, quoi à faire. N'hésite pas à accepter l'émission avec des Sumériens devant combien compétents comme toi, ok. Et là ça va lancer... Non? Ça servait à quoi de faire ça? Il ne comprend plus rien. Rendez-vous au paradis du Wei. Ah mais ça va se rebloquer. Ça va pas se rebloquer? Moi je pense que si, hein. On va essayer, puisqu'on est, on est parti pour faire n'importe quoi. Et pour alterner entre une quête et l'autre. Mais... Mais ça va sur Keblo. Il est déjà 30. Au secours. Au moins finir la moitié de cette quête là.
Alright, it's moving again.
Oh le crabe. Goulou.
Did you hear something? Ah! Is that the mechanical crab the caravan was talking about? It's charging straight at us!
Oh mon dieu, ils font droit vers nous. Référence à South Park.
Wheel of life. Illusion shattered.
Couldn't let your guard down.
Il est tout claqué. Et il prend plus de dégâts, mec. Goulou.
Just try to escape this time, you naughty caravan robbing crab!
Gouloulou.
Hey, playing dumb won't save you. Spill it! Why are you stealing so many mechanical parts?
J'ai pas l'impression qu'ils nous comprennent.
It doesn't seem capable of comprehending complex questions. Keep an eye on it. I'll search around the area for the caravan's goods.
Après quelques recherches, tu as trouvé mes marchandises que le crabe avait volé.
I don't know why you're stealing mechanical parts, but they don't belong to you. Stolen items must be returned to their rightful owners. Any objections?
Goulou. Oh, il a l'air triste. Bébou.
You came from the depths of the contaminated region, right? How about you help us with something? If you take us there, I'll give you some mechanical parts as a reward.
It reacted!
Il a compris?
We can't be certain yet. Its excitement may be a simple programmed response upon seeing mechanical components.
Okay, so you want the crowd to lead us into the contaminated region?
That's right. The contaminated region has a large and currently expanding perimeter, so it would be difficult to conduct a thorough search. If we charge straight in, we'll get lost like headless pigeons. Also, our new friend here seems to be full of secrets. I've been studying this contaminated region recently, and I have a hypothesis of my own. So to be absolutely safe, it would be best to have a guide lead the way.
Paimon gets it now. Does the scuttler understand what you're saying?
It doesn't have to, as long as it isn't hostile towards us. I gave it some components that it will definitely take back to the contaminated region. So long as it doesn't attack us, we can simply follow along.
So long.
It seems to be really happy.
Listen to me. Wait for us here. No running off. We'll be back soon. If you're still here when we return, I'll give you another mechanical part as a reward. Understood?
Est-ce qu'on peut dire qu'il a compris? Je pense que oui.
I'm not sure, but our priorities are to retrieve the mechanical components and to purchase Vasanti grass to make medicine with. We should return, but before we do, we need to set up a few traps. Can't have that crab escaping.
Rendez les pièces mécaniques au marchand. Ok. On va pouvoir arrêter là, hein, je pense. Ça va être la moitié de la quête, non? Je sais pas, je suis perdu tellement il y a eu de d'aller-retour entre une quête et l'autre.
Oh! These are the mechanical parts that were stolen! You really got them back for us! Thank you all so very much. I don't know how I can repay you. Wait, didn't you want to purchase Vasanti grass? Don't worry about the price. They're on the house. How many do you need?
2 is enough.
On aurait pu en demander un peu plus,
No,
hein.
that won't do. Here, I'll throw in some more.
Ah, c'est gentil.
No need. I've already received a reward from you.
Reward? You mean that bag of mechanical parts? They aren't worth much compared to this
Ah non, mais moi je prends les
merchandise.
moras.
But those parts are very useful to me. Just like the Vasanti grass. I retrieved the things you needed, and you gave me what I needed in return. We're even. Oh, and before we go, just a reminder, the forest has an intricate and biodiverse ecosystem. Even if there were no mechanical crabs, other dangers are still present. Take caution on this route.
Noted. Thank you all ever so much.
Let's return to the village. The earlier we can give the child medicine, the sooner he'll start feeling better.
Ah! Au secours. Et bah je pense que ça va être encore l'enfer la prochaine fois qu'on voudra y rejouer, puisqu'on va encore alterner entre une quête et l'autre. Ça va être fantastique. J'ai hâte, c'est faux. En tout cas, on a eu une petite cinématique bien sympa pour la quête principale de la partie 2 de Sumeru. Et le problème, c'est que malheureusement, on a la suite de la quête de cette partie-là qui se chevauche avec la quête histoire du personnage. que j'ai pas fait au patch d'avant. Donc bon, ça sera la prochaine fois. Je ne sais pas exactement quand. Mais la suite de la quête de Sumeru, ça sera la prochaine fois. Donc des bisous à tous. À la prochaine. Je cherche la scène de fin, tout à fait. Bon dimanche. Et à la prochaine. Allez, salut à tous.